Here are 10 Easter eggs that you missed in WandaVision Episode 1. Alright, welcome back to another video on my channel. Obviously, WandaVision just came out. We want to talk about it. There's so much to uncover, and we're going to dive into it here. This is 10 Easter eggs that you might not have seen, or little callbacks that you haven't noticed in episode 1 of WandaVision. Now just quickly before I start, obviously this will include spoilers. If you don't want spoiled, please click off, watch my spoiler free review maybe, or watch the episode, then come back and watch this one. Okay, now I've got the spoiler warning out of the way, we can dive straight into it. Also, I will not be covering the sword logo in this video. I may make a different video on that altogether because that's a much bigger deal. This is 10 smaller Easter eggs that you might not have noticed. Quickly, just before the video starts, I just want to put in a little message here. Now, I've actually edited the whole video and tried to upload it to YouTube, and it got copyrighted and no one was able to watch it. What I had to do is put in logos over the parts of WandaVision that I used in the trailer to avoid copyright. I hope you don't mind. You can still see the footage and you can hear everything that I'm talking about. Some of it doesn't have logos covering it, some does. It's just so you guys are able to see it. I'm sorry that had to happen. I tried to do it without and YouTube wouldn't let me, but I still want you guys to see all the really sick theories. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy. Here you go. Okay, so WandaVision is set in the suburbs of this perfect American town, and you may have noticed the town is called Westview. Now, this is a clever name, and here's why. Wanda Maximoff grew up in Sokovia, and this little town you live in now is her ideal, perfect depiction of America. And thus we have the play on the words Westview. It's quite literally Wanda's view of the West. Living in Russia, obviously the West is America. This is, through her eyes, her view of the West. Number 2, you may have noticed if you have a keen eye and you're an MCU fan, the kitchen scene in which they say this.
What do you say to silver dollar pancakes, crispy hash browns, bacon, eggs, freshly squeezed orange juice, and black coffee?
I say, oh, I don't eat food.
Now this is actually a direct callback to in Infinity War when this scene.
Spirits lifted.
In my defense, I haven't actually ever eaten anything before, so...
Really?
It doesn't mean too much, it's just a cool little parallel and just showing the characters are the same as they were in the past. Third Easter egg, and it is another Infinity War callback, and I think this one is awesome. Near the beginning of the episode, one of the first things the character says is this.
My wife and her flying saucers.
My husband and his indestructible head.
Now this of course is referring to these flying saucers in Infinity War, these ones right here, the ones that she controls with her hands, and of course the indestructible head is, well, the not so indestructible head. Anyway, let's quickly move on from this one, it's too sad. Now, one of the most obvious things that we have seen in WandaVision is the neighbour Agnes. Now, most people know already, but Agnes is highly theorised to be Agatha Harkness from the comics. Now, Agatha Harkness was a witch who experienced the real Salem trials, and the main reason we think this is because in the comics she is a mentor to Wanda. She helps her find her feet, control her powers, and a lot of other stuff. Now, we've already seen this in this episode. She helps Wanda get to grips with the neighbourhood on how to do a dinner party. She's already mentoring Wanda in some ways. Another pretty big giveaway, which I've not heard too many people talk about, is the literal name Agnes. You take the AG from Agatha and the end of Harkness, put them together, what do you get? You get the name of Wanda's neighbour, Agnes. Another thing that pretty much gives us away is at this scene here, when Agnes says this.
The only way Ralph would remember our anniversary is if there was a beer named June 2nd.
Now, June 2nd is a very important date in history, specifically 1692. June 2nd is actually the exact day that the Salem witch trials began. This is a big giveaway that Agnes isn't in fact this friendly neighbour, and she is the witch Agatha Harkness. Here's just a little Easter egg for you, but the magazine that Wanda is reading to get her seduction techniques is called Glamour magazine. This is a couple different things. Glamour, of course, is another word for an illusion, and just like our whole reality, all of it's made up, it's a cover. It's also the name she gets in episode 2 as the magic assistant, Glamour. And it also references a character in Marvel who Wanda actually teamed up with, called Glamour. Another Infinity War Easter egg for you now, and this one comes after this scene.
You could point out that the death rate of single men is twice that of married men.
Now that's romantic.
Now this may or may not be on purpose, however I think it is because Marvel know what they're doing, and basically it means that Vision in Infinity War, single man, died. Now he's been resurrected, he's a married man, more likely to survive. It's a little, might be far-reaching, but I think it is done on purpose. Now, we have a lot to break down in the toaster advert of this episode. The first thing is, not a lot of people know this, or you may, but toaster is normally a little term that's given to AI robots, just in general, throughout media. And this is done on purpose. As you can see, the toaster clearly depicts a face, and Vision himself is an AI robot. A further example of this is a little dot in the middle of the face. That's meant to be the Mind Stone in Vision's head. The toaster is an AI with a face just like Vision. Now of course, the toaster is made by Stark Industries. A little cool Easter egg at this is the noise when they press the button down on the toaster is the same as Iron Man's repulsor gauntlet.
You're toast.
Join that militia.
And honestly, hearing that noise again was the best thing ever because we all miss you, Tony.
I love you 3000.
However, the fact it's made by Stark Industries is actually much more important than it seems. This advert is in the middle of the episode, the same way that Tony Stark was in the middle of Wanda and Vision in their origin stories. Now of course, Wanda got her powers and became evil because of Tony Stark, because of the missile that also had written on it Stark Industries. So he played a key part in her origin story into the MCU. The same way that obviously Tony Stark made Jarvis, who has been put into Vision's body. Tony Stark is in the middle of everything. He is all of Marvel. That's why he's in the middle of this episode. Or his name is, but we all love him. Now, one of my favourite Easter eggs of the whole show so far, and it's such a small one, it's just really cool. This scene here, where Wanda gives Vision the meat tenderizer, have a close watch.
Tenderizer.
Excellent plan. Where's the tenderizer?
Tell me that is not meant to depict the part in Age of Ultron, the classic scene that was unbelievable when it came out, where Vision just casually hands Thor the hammer. They do the same hand movement. I picked up on it straight away and I think it is such a nice touch for the MCU.
You trust me, but we need to go.
Now, a very important scene at the dinner table when they're having this party with Mr. Hart, Vision's boss. They start to question everything and make Wanda and Vision very confused. Now, I don't think Wanda likes this, and Mr. Hart starts choking. Now, a lot of people on first watching would have thought this was a coincidence. However, take a look at this and tell me that it's not Wanda that choked him.
Damn it, why? Why did you... Damn it, why? Why did you...
She blinks and instantly he starts choking. She is staring at him. I think she done this on purpose because she doesn't want herself to question this perfect life that she's living. And again, first viewing, you would think that Mr. Hart's wife is telling Mr. Hart to stop asking questions, to stop being rude, to stop being annoying. However, I actually think that she notices this and she is telling Wanda to stop choking him.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
However, it's all a bit glitchy, so no one knows for sure yet, but that's what I think, that's my theory. Now, one final Easter egg you may not have noticed, but in the fake credits of the WandaVision show here, you see this name, Abe Brown. Now, this directly references Abraham Brown in the comics, and if you don't know who Abraham Brown is, he's actually a very cool hero. He is Black Tiger. Now, Black Tiger is awesome, and if this is a hint at him coming in the future, or that he has something to do with the MCU, that's awesome, and I can't wait. Subscribe to me for more if you want to see more Easter eggs. I will have a video up on episode 2 Easter eggs that you probably did not notice that I spent time to be a little nerd and go through and look at. Also, if you love talking about superheroes and Marvel, Star Wars, video games, pop culture, join my Discord, link is in the description, and we have a lot of fun over there. I'm active every day talking to you guys. But apart from that, I love you all 3000, but that's it for this video. Thanks.